What's up, everybody? Belligerent here with another Bloodline video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how to AFK level your champions. Okay? So let's jump in here. Let's get into this. Let's talk about this. Wait. Hold up. What did you just say? This is not AFK Arena. This is not one of those other AFK champion games. We don't get to log in and see our champions running around fighting the bad guys with a chest full of gold and goodies waiting for us. Oh yeah, you're right. But we still have AFK champion leveling. Don't misunderstand. Don't misinterpret it. Don't fool yourself. We have that stuff too. We just don't get to see the champions running around swinging wooden swords at each other. But districts is what we're going to talk about. Districts is how you AFK level your champions. We level our champions through gold. This generates gold for us. This is our AFK way of generating gold. Therefore, districts is how you AFK level your champion. And so we're going to look at districts, and this series is going to be 2 parts. This first part, we're going to dive into all of the minutiae in the district. What numbers are influencing the district, how you can improve those numbers, etc., etc. What's the most efficient way to do that? And in the second part, we're going to dive into some numbers and stuff about champions, building district champions, building champions specifically for your district. Y'all ready? Buckle up. Let's get into this. Okay, so we come to our district screen. Everybody should be familiar with the screen. You had to go through it in the tutorial, and you'll get there relatively quickly if you haven't even started playing the game yet. Take you less than an hour to get here. All right. Probably take you less than a half hour. At this point, I don't even remember when the first district unlocks. It's just really, really soon. Okay, so what do we see here? Okay, so we see first, if we look at these different districts, we see numbers popping up. That's the number, that's the gold per minute that district is creating, if you just want that quick overview. But if we tap on this, we can go get some other information here. Okay, so you see this district, the market district, is generating 5,674 gold per minute for me. But where does all that come from? Okay, so at the bottom, you have a couple of different tabs. This main tab, as I like to call it, the level up tab, shows you your district level multiplier, and the maximum amount of workers that you can have. If we go to the next tab, hire, shows you how many workers you've hired, how much room is available. So you see I have hired 300 out of 500. And you'll see the labor tax. So this tells me that I get plus 4 gold per minute for every worker that I hire. Okay. And then on the assign tab, this is where you can assign champions to your market. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because, like I said, that's for part 2. So if we tap, you see the little info button right next to the gold per minute. So if we tap on that, comes in here, tax collection speed. Okay. So we have 4 different sections in here of how gold is generated. Now, it has been confirmed to me that this page, these numbers are not calculating accurately. So I can't tell you how it's calculated. And honestly, when I start talking about calculating this stuff, most of you are probably sitting there going, belligerent God, please no, #no math. We don't want to do math. You do math, and then you tell us what the answer is. And that's what I always do for you guys. So that's cool. But I can't tell you the math on this one because it's not working right. So I can't verify what the calculation is. I think I know what it is, but I'm going to have to wait for them to fix it to really, truly know if I'm right. So the district tax, the base tax. So this tells me that this particular district generates me 200 gold per minute if I did nothing to it, if I didn't touch it. Okay. You don't influence that. You influence that by all the rest of the stuff. So the labor tax is what we just talked about, right? In the hire tab, I hired 300 workers. Each worker generates me 4 gold per minute. 300 times 4 is 1,200. Surprise, surprise. Okay. District level multiplier, 90%. Again, that was on this level up page. You see here, district level multiplier, 1.9%. That's basically saying you take all the numbers, you multiply it by 1.9. That 0.9 is the 90%. So that gives you the 90% increase. All right, so that is the district tax stuff. Let's talk about the companion bonus. Okay, you got 3 different things here. You got the charm bonus, the charm multiplier, and the Codex bonus. And you see one of them's at 0%, so I can't really tell you what it is, but I can tell you where how the rest of your companions affect that. All right, so if we go into our companion tab, if you click on a companion, and then down at the bottom, you have 2 tabs. You have intimacy and you have charm. You're probably familiar with both of them because there is a challenge for both of them. Okay? Charm is what affects your districts. Okay? This little bar here and these little bubbles, if you tap on the little bubbles, it tells you increases trade yield by 50%. If we tap on the info screen, it gives you a breakdown. You see this goes all the way up to 30,000 charm, and you can increase your trade yield by 600. Okay, so if you see this line and it ends at 1.5K, we can come in here and see it does not end at 1,500. 1,500 is barely the midway point. Okay, so we got to go all the way up to 30,000 to max that out. So that's going to keep you busy for a while, especially when you're talking about for each and every champion. Now, she's a 2-star champion, so the 3-star champions are going to be even higher. See, 3-star champion goes up to 40,000. Okay, so but we come in here, we build these bars up, we fill up this meter, and we get more yield, right? So you see, by reaching this 3rd bubble here for 600 charm, I am increasing my trade yield by 225. Okay, but that is stacked on top of these other ones, right? 150, 75, 225. Okay, so how do I know that's not the accumulated total? Because this one says 150, this one says 75. Those added together are 225, so there's no way the 3rd bubble by itself is only 225. They're all added together, so that's all stacked. So that's actually a total of 450 I'm getting from this particular companion. So, Belligerent, you do the math, you give us the answers. What is the most efficient way to level charm on your companions? Okay, so first, 3-star companions are more efficient than the 2 stars and the 1 stars. Okay. That being said, you're only going to want to go a segment at a time. So you see right here, I want to level this first segment up to where it says 100. And then I want to come back out here and I want to level her first segment up to 100 and so on and so forth. Okay. Because it's more efficient to go that way because your efficiency becomes less and less the bigger the numbers get. So I hope that made sense. All right. So the other way that your companions influence your district yield is down at the bottom. If we go to this companionship tab, we get these little collector screens. At first I thought that's what they just were, just keeping track of what companions we have, but they're not. If we come in here, you can look at this and you can see that each, right, we have a small, medium, and large, so to speak. Each one influences 2 different districts, okay, and they cost charisma to level. And below where it says level up, it tells you how much charisma for that level. Now, what's the most efficient way to do this? Well, you're going to have to do some math in your head, and you're going to have to look, right? Because, okay, so the top section there gives +4 to each district that's indicated by the icons. The middle segment does double that, +8. The bottom segment does double the +8, gives you +16. Okay, so here's how you do it. So I'm going to look at the top one that gives me +4. If I hit level up on my top segment here where it says level 30, that's going to give me +4. So my numbers will go from 120 to 124. That's going to cost me 4,505 charisma. All right, so let's look at this middle segment. That's going to go up 8 if I hit level up. That's going to cost me 96.96. So if I take 4,500 and I multiply it by 2, that's going to give me 9,000. That's cheaper than 9,600, 9,700. So I know I want to level that. Okay. But then I can also see, okay, so what is 4,500 times 4? That's going to be 18,000, right? Because 4,500 times 2 is 9,000, times another 2 would be 18,000. But so you see my bottom one is only 16,000. So right now the bottom one is the most efficient one for me to level. So I'll level it. But now it's not, right? Because we just determined the top one would be 18,000 to hit it 4 times, which is not actually true because it goes up each time. But at this price, at the 4,500 price, it has the equivalent price of the bottom one being at 18,000. So we know, because we just did that the top one is now the most efficient one. So what I do is I will come into one section and I will do a couple, 4, 5, 10 levels. And then I'm going to go to the next section. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remember my levels. So this one is 31, 24, 11. So if I come out here and I go to this one, I want this to say 31, 24, and 11 because I know I already did it on the last page. That is the most efficient levels for me to be at according to where I'm at. And then I can go down to these other ones. And even though I don't have the bottom one, I can still say I know it's supposed to be 31, 24, and 11. And I can come here and make sure that one says 31 also. Now I know that I've done everything the efficient way. And then I can come back to this first one if I still have charisma left over and start figuring that out again. Up at the top, you'll see the 4 different districts represented and how much bonus you're giving them. Okay. Now, this is going to be divided by 2 once you have opened both districts. So you see my agriculture, 2848. Okay. So if we go back out to the districts tab and we have both of my agricultures here, right? The mill district and the pasture district. If I come in here and I go companion bonus, okay, Codex bonus. So the Codex bonus is what we were just talking about with leveling it with charisma. It says 1424. But you remember back in the companion page, it said 2848. Well, 1424 times 2 is 2848. So it's actually taking that 2848 and it's splitting them up between the pasture district and the mill district, right? 1424. One last question you might have is, well, where in the world do I get this charisma stuff from? Because maybe you haven't noticed it. Okay? Because I didn't notice it at first. I was just doing it because it's what my development guy told me to do. But when you carouse with your companions, okay, so when you carouse with your companions, you are generating charisma. Okay, so you see if I hit carouse, up at the top it says charisma 2358, or I'm sorry, 23,581. I just created 23.5 thousand charisma for myself. Okay, and then I can go into the companionship tab and level that stuff up. So that's what carousing actually does if you hadn't noticed it before. Now, how do you increase how much charisma you generate when you hit carouse? You do that by adding charm. I can't tell you exactly how it's figured out or calculated because I haven't figured that out yet. But I do know the more charm that I add to my companions and the more companions that I have, because every time you add a companion, you are also adding more charm now to your total pool. That increases how much charisma I generate when I carouse with a companion. All right, so we come back in here. Let's go to the next section. We just covered the companion bonus. Champion bonus, that's going to be part 2, okay? That is generated by the leadership trait of your champions. But so the champion bonus, we'll get into that later. And then you see down here the clan bonus. I don't know if most people know about this. So the clan bonus, if you come back out, you go into your clan tab, right? You're probably familiar with this and with the Codex if you watched my clan videos, because we use this a lot. So if you come into your Codex, you go into a clan, and then down at the bottom you see it says info, renowned champion, and history. If we tap on renowned champion, you see we can get some different bonuses from the clan by doing different things. The first one says acquire one companion from the Sally Horn clan. Well, I have that companion. You'll see the level is maxed because I can only do it once. And you'll see below it says agriculture yield is increased by 10. That is the clan bonus that we just looked at in the district. You'll see there's also one down at the bottom that says court the Sally Horn clan member 50 times. Okay. I can still get that up higher, right? I can still get that to max. Haven't done it 50 times yet. And it says agriculture yield is increased by 90. Okay. So that is where the clan bonus part of this comes from. So again, this calculation may not be working correctly, but at least now you have an understanding of how you can increase the numbers, even if we don't know how it's calculated. Now you can increase the numbers. Last thing we'll talk about is if you come out to the main page, bottom left-hand corner, it says total tax collection speed. If you hit the info button next to that section, it's going to give you basically the same thing, but for everything combined. Okay. The only thing I know that's working for sure is if you total up the 4 districts, they equal your total tax collection speed. Okay, so if you add the 9835 from agriculture to the 10,800 from entertainment to the 6888 from trade to the 9321 of production, that comes out to 36,844. Okay. One other thing that I want to talk about that influences your district is your guild bonus. Okay. You may or may not be familiar with your guild orders, but if you go into your guild, you tap on the guild hall up at the top. You see you have all these bonuses. If they're glowing, that means they're activated. And down below them, it tells you time remaining. Okay. So district increase, if we come to this one, it says all guild members' district revenue is increased by 30%. Okay. That is influenced. And that is also shown in some form. Whether or not it's pulling right is a different story. On this overall page, down at the bottom, other bonus, guild level multiplier. It says 210%. I don't know where they get that from. But so what we know, we get 30% from our guild. Okay. So hopefully you have a better understanding of how to influence this. This is your AFK champion leveling. Don't misunderstand that. That's what it is. Also, it influences how much money you get from these chests, these gold chests. Okay? The more money you're generating, so down here where it says total tax collection speed, the higher that number is, the more gold you get from those chests that I just showed you. That all produces gold, which all influences how high we can level our champions. So hopefully that might have cleared some things up or taught you some things you didn't know about districts. Make sure to check out part 2 of this, where we're going to jump into champions and how to optimize champions for your districts and where you may want to stop investing into champions as far as district goes. We're going to get into some good stuff about those champions. Comment if you have any questions, let me know. Like this video if you want to see more tutorials like this. Comment, subscribe, hit me up. I'm happy to talk. I'm Belligerent. Peace.